My name is Joe Leinweber Jr. I'm running for the U.S. Congress, 2nd District here in Tennessee. Too often in our history, the few have taken on what has been deemed impossible for the benefit of so many that sit on the sidelines, awaiting the outcome, and are afraid to make a stand. Actually, I wrote that myself. When I started thinking about people complaining to me all the time about, Joe, why do you want to run as an independent? Here's a 20-year entrenched incumbent here in the U.S. Congress who's part of 40 years of a legacy seat. I said, well, I'm tired of the Republican Party. I'm tired of the party system altogether. Who do I owe my allegiance to? Being a retired U.S. Air Force, I pledged allegiance to the flag when I was a kid, and being in the Air Force, I pledged an allegiance and an oath to the Constitution of the United States. So did those people that are sitting in the U.S. Congress and the Senate today, including our President. The only thing is, I've never forgotten my oath. And as I sat back for the last year and a half, I've sat here wondering what is going on with my country. I sit back and I look at the tremendous debt, and this is not about the current President Obama. As I said a couple weeks ago when I was speaking to some folks, he's the icing on the cake, that's all. And he might have been the wake-up call for America to realize what we've done and the damage we've done. A couple of years ago, Republicans voted and put the Democrats in control to try and teach the GOP a lesson. The GOP is hoping now, after a few years of the Democrats running things into the ground and continuing with their progressive agenda, which a lot of us want to call socialism. Look, if you go look at the differences between socialism, statism, and fascism, you're going to find that we're closer to fascism at this point. Socialism is supposed to be all the people and everything for the state, and it all gets shared out equally, and we all do real well when it's over. Wait a minute, that didn't work, Soviet Union. But that wasn't a communist, that wasn't a socialist society either. That was a communist dictatorship. Same thing with Mao Zedong in China. And then we see the Chinese, their economy is growing. What's happened with them? They are slowly and slowly falling into a democratic republic. They will get to a point where they'll be what we're supposed to be. You know, we're a young nation. 233 years? We were supposed to have failed 200 years ago. We're getting close now. We need to educate ourselves and be aware of some of the things that exist in our history. If we want to understand how we can fix now and how we can provide for the future and sustain the future of freedom that we've lived by. We have no commitment in Washington today. The only commitment is to who? Big business. And boy, I hate to get in here and trash big business. I'm not about wealth distribution. But there's got to be a little bit of regulation. How did we get in this mess? And as I sat back and said, I can't take this anymore. I'm not going to follow the party line. And I was one of those people who followed the party line. I voted the party line. I voted for the lesser of two evils. I voted for McCain. And knowing that he's somewhat of a moderate and falls into the progressive line. You know, it's time to stop reaching across the aisle with these two. There's the problem, is they're trying to reach across the aisle, but they're not. The Democrats, Pelosi said it best. We're in power now, we won, we're in charge. So they're going to try and do everything they can. But the Republicans haven't helped matters because they're the ones that let them get here. And they're the ones that kept in tow with them for the last 15, 20 years. Sit down right now, when after you see this, sit down and think, and go on your computer if you use a computer, or go look at the newspapers, or go dig into Social Security and Medicare and think about what's going on right there. How could these guys have gotten away with not showing billions of dollars in unfunded pensions in Medicare and Social Security? One party can't hide that. The two of them had to work together in collusion and corruption and cooperation to keep that from us. I'm sitting there wondering now at 58, am I going to be able to collect my Social Security? And that's not an entitlement. I paid into it. That's my money. I'd like to find a couple of lawyers who'd have the guts right now to file petitions for Americans to get back the money we put in there, into Medicare and Social Security. Give my money back. But they've spent it all. They're out of money.